Nation, we are back and we are putting a twist on one of my recent cheesecake recipes that I made. The other day I had a suggestion about making a swirled cheesecake, and I figured I wanted to give this a go because I've never tried it before. With that said, instead of using one flavor of Core Performance Whey, we are going to use two today, which will help with the swirl. Today I'm going to be using molten chocolate and cinnamon swirl and mixing both into one cheesecake. First things first, preheat our oven to 300 degrees. With that said, we get our springform pan, which I've used in the past. You can get a 6-inch or a 9-inch, whatever you would prefer. This is a 6. And I have some parchment paper underneath it to prevent from sticking. Ingredient-wise, what are we going to use? First thing you should do is beat your cream cheese. I have 8 ounces of fat-free cream cheese that I got from my local Wegmans store. So what I did was I placed that in a bowl, and I'm going to mix this with my hand mixer and beat it to a smooth consistency before we move forward. Our cream cheese is beaten to a smooth consistency. Now we're going to add 6 ounces of Greek yogurt, and I get this from my local Wegmans. Again, this is fat-free Greek yogurt. You may use whatever fat you would like, but this will help with an overall lower caloric total on your final cheesecake. Next thing is adding the cream cheese. Not the cream cheese, sorry, the Greek yogurt. Okay. And the Greek yogurt over a regular yogurt will help with a thicker and more dense consistency when it's all said and done. Okay. What else are we going to add? A dash of vanilla extract, like so. A dash of almond milk. Okay. A dash of sea salt, because salt helps flavor everything. When we combined it with the Core Performance Whey flavors, it will help make it pop a little bit better. Alright? And 1/4 cup of Splenda, which is about 12 grams worth, and we're going to put that in there. Now, we're not going to add the Core Performance Whey flavors yet. What I want to do is mix this together before we add anything else. So I added my first egg, and again, you want to mix this on a low speed, because mixing one egg at a time helps keep the moisture and consistency in the final product much better. And the one thing you want to avoid is a cracked cheesecake, which can happen from overbeating or mixing too fast. So once you see your first egg is mixed, take your second and repeat the process from the first one, which you are seeing. Our batter is mixed and it looks a little runny, but that's okay. What I have here is 2 separate bowls. I'm going to take my batter and separate it half and half into each bowl. And you're going to have to eye this up because it's going to be hard to do on your own. So I'm just going to kind of put a little bit in there, put a little bit in here, and call it a day. And make sure you get all your remains out from in the bowl. Now if you get a little bit more in one, don't worry about it. It happens. Okay? We're just eyeing this up because this is where the major change is as far as the swirl goes. So that looks like almost all of it. Okay. Now, a little bit left there. What I have here is about a little bit over a half a scoop each of the molten chocolate and the cinnamon swirl. So what I'm going to do is I have, I think, 25 grams of the molten chocolate, which I'm going to add to one bowl. Okay? And again, a little bit over a half a scoop, and 20 grams of the cinnamon swirl, which I'm going to add here. Now what I'm going to do is mix these separately. So you can either use a hand mixer, a spoon, or a whisk to do so. So I'm going to cut the camera and mix both of these batters. We are going to take cooking spray and coat the bottom and the sides of the pan to prevent the cheesecake from sticking. Okay, so just give it a nice little coat, like you can see here. Alright, and we can put that aside. Now, as you can see, we have a lighter bowl and a darker bowl. So it may be a little hard to see on there. One for molten chocolate, one for cinnamon swirl. Now, the key to the swirl is doing layers. What I like to do is a half of a layer of the molten chocolate, a half of a layer of the cinnamon swirl, and repeat. So I'm going to try and eyeball half this batter to the bottom. And what you want to do is press it out and make one even layer. Okay? So it looks like you just coated the bottom. Now, wipe off your spatula there. Okay? Do the same with the cinnamon swirl. Use about half. So I try and cut it in half and put it right in the center. Okay? You want it to make it look circular. Hard to see right there. Okay? Then, repeat the process with the molten chocolate and put that one right in the center of the cinnamon swirl. Okay? It's going to look like you're forming rings inside the cheesecake pan, which is exactly what you want. And I will show you why in just a moment here. Okay, let me bring the camera over. What I do is I take a big wooden pencil, and what you're going to do is make any design that you would prefer. You can just coat it to the sides, do little swirls, whatever you want to get creative with to make your final swirl for your cheesecake. I like to just get to the bottom and just stretch it out to the side. Okay? And it's going to look like a cob's web. Okay? Now have fun, get creative. This is your cheesecake. 30 minutes at 300. Bump it down to 200 for 50 minutes. Then we'll pull it out. We'll show you the final. And after everything is all said and done, 30 minutes at 300, 50 minutes at 200. My cheesecake's still a little hot, but as you can see, pretty close. You can see the swirls of the molten chocolate and the cinnamon swirl all throughout the entire cheesecake. And again, the swirl is just a presentation that you can add to the final product, but it's a great recommendation. My man Corey up at the New York manager's facility told me, hey, you want to make a cheesecake with a swirl in there? And I said, absolutely, I'll give it a whirl. So that's for you. Overall, the entire cheesecake, 6-inch cheesecake, is about 600 calories, around 90 or so grams of protein, 40 grams of carbs, 10 grams of fat. The entire directions, macronutrients, and instructions are in the comment box below for any questions and ways to follow the directions and make this on your own if you don't want to watch the video. Links to Cellucor.com for my coupon code, 25% off. Currently, if you call in orders, 30% off all of the old Generation 3 items, as you can see right here. But other than that, 25% off all of the new Generation 4 apparel, and of course your core Whey, Bkupniewski when you check out from Cellucor.com. So please pick up some of the new items, give them a whirl, let me know what you think. Enjoy the recipe, and I'll see you guys shortly at the Arnold Classic.